25 shots and 2 free throws. We haven't shot the ball well from 3, but normally when that happens, we can still manage to keep it competitive by getting to the free throw line, and that wasn't the case tonight.
DA.
Scott, Tatum's a great player, obviously, and he got it going. And I know Rui getting in foul trouble didn't help you there. How difficult is it to single him up and not bring doubles, knowing that opens them up for threes?
Yeah, I mean that's the pick your poison. I thought he was making some tough shots. We put him on the free throw line. I mean, he almost shot more free throws than us. It's too many. It's too many. Rui got some tough calls against him. Quick ones, and so he didn't get into a rhythm either on the offensively or defensively. And we tried a few different things. We tried to trap him. They swung it around for wide open threes, and they knocked him in. So he's a great player. He's not a great young player. He's a great player. He's going to be an MVP in this league soon.
Fred.
Hey, Scott. What did you think of the looks you guys were 3 for 21 from 3? What did you think of the looks you guys were?
I don't know if, obviously I'll look at the film after the game, but, watching it, I thought there were some really, really good ones early. I thought all of our shooters had a good look to start their, offensive game. And they didn't make it. So, but they'll bounce back. We'll bounce back. We worked our butts off to be in this position, to have a home court, to get ourselves into the playoffs, and looking forward to it. Well, I know Indiana played well tonight, and they've been playing well, but it's a great opportunity for us to go back to our home court and reboot and play much better. We're going to have to shoot the ball better. I don't think we're going to have another bad shooting night. I thought the looks were pretty good. I know there were some of them late, probably weren't as good, but at that point we were scrambling just to try to generate some threes.
And is Russell? I noticed Russell was wearing a sleeve tonight. Is he dealing with anything on that front?
No, not that I know of. I mean, if he is, he wouldn't tell me. Definitely won't tell you guys. But I don't think so. I mean, not anything different than anybody. We played a lot of games, and everybody has, aches and pains, but nothing serious.
Matt Paris.
Hey, Scott, just how much of a problem was the foul trouble of what you guys wanted to do defensively and trying?
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, it didn't cost us the game. I mean, we did foul them. It was 10-2 in the second quarter. I think it was 10-6 or 10-5 in the third quarter. Fouls, too many. Put them on the line and gave them easy opportunities. We want to play with pace. They don't want to play as fast. And you get them, when you foul, slows the game up. They're able to regroup and get their breath, and we didn't do a good job. They outplayed us. Let's face it. We had a bad game. There's no question. We haven't had one of these in a long time. I think the last one was at Phoenix. That's almost 2 months ago. So we'll regroup. We got a lot of confidence our guys are going to bounce back. That's what I love about this group. We got that bounce back ability is pretty good.
Why do you think you guys had your worst game and probably the biggest game of the year?
I don't know. I mean, nobody. Good thing about it, nobody tried to play bad. We didn't play well. We struggled scoring the ball from the start. I thought our defense was pretty good in that first quarter, and then I thought we missed a lot of easy threes and easy layups, opportunities, baskets are around the shots around the paint. I thought we played much better than the 21 points, and I thought we bounced back in that second quarter, and then the end of the second quarter, we put them on the line too many times, and And then the third quarter, we just could not make shots to keep up with their shot making.
Hey, Scott.
Candace.
Sorry, I'm slow with this. Obviously, it's been Davis hasn't had a game like this for a while, just like you guys haven't had a game like this for a while. But when he is off like this, is there something else that he can do besides float around the arc just to get himself into a rhythm?
Yeah, I mean, he's that's what he does. He's a great 3-point shooter that had a bad game shooting wise, but thought they did a good job of being real physical. When you can be physical without fouling, knocks our balance off offensively, and we have to do a better job of being able to handle that. And our setups have to be better. Our screens have to be better, because when you get knocked off balance and you don't have control of our offense with good precision and timing, it's tough. But he'll bounce back. He's not an 0 for 7. 0 for 7 3-point shooter. I mean, there's times that he probably could have had some cuts. I thought Ish tried to find, or Howell tried to find him one time, but he was going away, wasn't looking. So, like I said, we fought for this opportunity to have our home court, and can't wait to play in front of our fans and play much better.
Zach Kuma.
Hey, Coach, you talked about Rui being in foul trouble early on some quick whistles, but what can he personally learn from this experience?
Well, this is, I don't know. This is the first time, he's been in the playoffs. It's another level. I know it's a play-in game, but it's still the playoffs. We're fighting for our lives, and we want to get in. We want to get into a 7-game series, and the level of intensity comes up. You got to be ready for it. So he's not the only player in the league that's had a tough start to their first action after a regular season. He'll bounce back. But I thought actually he had a nice rhythm when he came back in, and then he got another tough break on a whistle. But and then the fourth one, that the guy was falling and tripping, and he just happened to be right in that spot, and that took him out. But it's a learning experience for him. But I know he'll bounce back.
All right, last question to Fred.
Hey, Scott, I was just curious, when Rui's in foul trouble and you don't really have necessarily a big wing you can put on Tatum in those moments, and he's really hot, do you consider doubling, and what goes into the decision process not to do it as often?
Well, we tried a few times with our bigs, and we tried a few times with our perimeters. They capitalized with good. One thing I thought, I mean, it's really dissected. I thought Tristan really was a big factor in the win. That guy, he played a man's game. His screen setting and his ability to set screens and to roll and to the right spots and make a decision after that roll, I thought was high level. And so when we try to put extra heat on Tatum's a 6'8". He can pass over a lot of defenders, and I thought he did that. But I thought Tristan was able to catch and make the next play. He's like that's what we call that. That chase starts to happen, and we were chasing, and he was making the right plays. But that's neither here nor there now. They outplayed us. They played a good game. Give them credit. They get to move on to Brooklyn, and they're obviously going to have a tough series there. But we have a chance to get to Philadelphia, but we got to take care of business on our home court. But that's what we worked our tails off to get in this position.
Obviously, you're not a 0 for 7 3-point shooter. Your coach has already said that. I'm sure you know that you're not that type of player. But what led to tonight's result?
I think first half we did a solid job on defensive end. We didn't give them the opportunities they wanted in ISO situations. I think we rebounded okay, and then we came to the second half. They made the run, You know, and as soon as they made the run, like we basically didn't recover from that. Couldn't get back in the game.
And specifically for your night, Davis, how do you explain, what happened with your shooting?
Oh, I guess as every shooter, there's some cold nights. It was one of them.
Neil.
Hey, Davis, was there anything that Boston was doing in particularly that, might have helped that? Or, you said before that, sometimes they just don't take their eyes off of you. Was that kind of one of the things?
They were there. Like some of the shots that I took, most of them were shots that I liked, but I didn't really get those, except for the first one, like wide open ones. They got like somewhat contest on each one of them. They in that sense they did a good job, but that definitely those contests definitely not the thing that would usually bother me. So as I said, I think more of a cold night than anything else.
Raphael.
Hey, Davis, Raphael Haynes with the 3-point conversion. After the results, do you all have the mentality of, all right, game's over, let's not focus on the past, let's focus on Indiana now?
Definitely, yeah. That's the first thing that Brad said when he walked in the locker room. Keep your heads up. He fought hard to get that 8th spot to give us a better opportunity. Even if we lose the first game, we get another chance, and basically we're focused on the next game already.
Fred.
Hey, Davis, speaking of Indiana, you guys were 3-0 against them in the regular season. What is that something that you guys think about, or do you go back and analyze what you did well against them and see if you can kind of apply that to a different sort of scenario?
Well, I guess that works both ways. We played them 3 times basically in the last month, and even though we won the games, sometimes it's very hard to beat the same team multiple times in a row, and we just have the mentality like this is it, like it's basically game 7 of any series, and and I don't know who they're gonna have. They had some players out the games that we played against them. We have a chance to look at them tomorrow, scouting everything, and see who's gonna play. Look who played in the last game, and I don't know if they're gonna be the same team that we played. They have some guys out now. They had some guys out before, but yeah, got to focus on that.
All right, last question to Leaf.
Hey, Davis, I'm just curious, after a night like this and you have such a quick turnaround for Indiana, what do you do as a shooter to sort of get yourself back in rhythm, but also trying to stay even keel and not let the moment get to you?
Well, the only thing I could do is shoot the ball. I think you can ask any shooter around the league and around the world. Shooters shoot, and that's the only way you can get back in rhythm. So, we're gonna get some shots up on a game day in the morning probably, and get to the game. That's it.
Russ, you guys have been really good at kind of getting out of tough situations this year, especially late in the game. What felt different after that run that Tatum and Kemba had in the 3rd quarter?
We just didn't do what we supposed to do. Give them easy baskets. They didn't have to work for none of it. And I gave them open threes after open 3.
Fred.
Hey, Russell, offensively, you guys were 3 for 21. What were your guys' issues? Did you like the looks that you guys were able to get there?
3 for 21 where?
Oh, sorry, from 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we just missed them tonight. Shit happens.
DA.
Russ, was there anything physical with you tonight? I mean, they showed you going back to the locker room early. I don't know if that was anything, so just had to ask.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of nicks and bruises, but it'll be all right.
And with with Tatum? I know it's a pick your poison. It's just hard to, I know you don't want to double him because that opens up threes, but how difficult is it to turn his water off if he's single covered all the time?
I mean, it just really depends on who's guarding him. You know, if you let him get some easy ones, you know, he's a scorer, so you let him get some easy ones, and the basket starts to look like the ocean for him, and he's getting to the line. I mean, you know, he's got 18, I think 18, 19 free throws, whatever. So it really just depends on how the game is going. We didn't do a good job of starting off early initially to making it tough for him.
Christos.
Hey Russ, what would you need to improve to the game against the Pacers from tonight's game, and how important is to approach that as the biggest game of the season for your team?
It's another game, different game. This game really don't matter at this point.
What would you like to change from tonight's game about the game against the Pacers, and how important for you personally is to bring your best basketball on Thursday's game?
First, I want to praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. There's a lot we could have done a lot of things better tonight. I mean, we didn't. I don't think we played our style of basketball at all tonight. And you know, we got to realize that this is the playoffs. You know, everybody has to up their level of play. You know, you understand that every play is important. Every play is sense of urgency. You know, we would kind of let a team who was beat up down low, you know, kind of beat us on the boards, got a lot of offensive rebounds, beat us to 50-50 balls. You know, I think they really hurt us tonight. And then we just couldn't guard. So we just got to be better. You know, granted, you know, my head isn't down. I don't think I told the guys the same thing. Like, this is where we wanted to be. You know, give ourselves an opportunity, you know, to get to 7 if that was the case. And if not, you know, on the back end, we still get another opportunity at it at home. So, you know, our heads up and we get ready for Indiana on Thursday.
Ava.
Brad, I know you obviously aren't using this as an excuse or anything, but it looked like you were wearing a compression sleeve or something on your left leg. How is the hamstring feeling?
As good as it's gonna get. I mean, call me one leg bandit if you want. But for me, it's, you know, just going out and showing my team that, you know, I'm out here with you. You know, I'm gonna try to be as impactful as I possibly can. I think I had like 4 compression sleeves on. But you know, it's just a matter of doing whatever it takes to be out there. So, you know, I'm gonna try to help these guys as best as I can, and obviously be smart with it, and try not to over exaggerate myself in certain instances. But you know, it is playoff basketball at the highest level, so it is what it is.
And just like on Sunday, it looked like you got into a little bit more of a rhythm in the second half. Is that when it feels like your leg can move up and you get a little bit more mobility, or is that you figuring stuff out in terms of getting to the basket?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. You know, it's obviously, you know, you trusting it more, and it loosens up as, you know, as the game goes on. And you know, at the same time, I'm unaware of how teams are going to guard me, you know, and so I kind of, you know, use the first quarter, first half as a way of, you know, kind of gauging that, and, you know, how aggressive I can be and what shots will and won't be there. You know, and I try to manipulate it, you know, that way now. You know, I have to adjust my way of playing now, which is a challenge, but you know, I've been figuring it out.
Fred.
Brad, you mentioned adjusting your way of playing. It looked like you had a different approach from the start. You weren't quite as aggressive looking for your own looks in the first quarter today as you were against Charlotte. How did that go for you? How did you feel like you executed on trying to put that forth?
I think I was solid. You know, it just kept me engaged in the game. You know, got some good looks from my teammates. Got a lob to Gafford, I think, and start rebounding the ball a little bit more tonight. So I was just trying to get a better rhythm than just coming out the gate and scoring. You know, obviously, and it's funny, the guys are saying this on the other team, like I can't be as explosive as I want to. You know, I can't come out there pick and roll and fly by the big like I usually do. You know, so I just gotta do what works
do what works for me, and so, I try to manipulate that. I know teams are going to blitz me. I know I'm still a threat out here, regardless of what percentage I'm at, so I use it to my advantage, and, I create stuff for my teammates. If we get good shots, that's all I care about.
And you guys as a team were 3 for 21 from three today.
Yep.
What did you think of the looks that you were able to actually get?
I think we could have got some better ones. I think we could have got some more open ones. And, in terms of us guards, we got to set up our guys better. And, bigs got to get us open. But, we got to be better, penetrating, getting in the lane, getting our shooters easy ones. I think a lot of them, we had some contested ones. And I even looked up at one point, I think we only shot 11 and they shot like 32 threes. So, that was crazy in itself. I think it's a crazy analytic thing. Like the more you shoot, the more you make. So, but I think we could have got some better ones. Obviously, we're upset with the free throw count. We feel like that could have been a lot better. We attack with, we're probably one of the strongest attacking teams in the league. Especially getting downhill. So we don't like that, but obviously, we could have been a lot better at finishing and playing through contact, but control what you can control.
DA.
Brad, you know Jason better than anybody, I'm sure, in terms of his game, and you've seen him play great. Where does that rank in terms of how well you've seen him play?
That was great. It's probably right at the top. Just in terms of his aggressiveness and just how locked in he was. He was excited about the game. He was up, and it didn't matter who was in front of him. And that's been something that I've been trying to tell his ass for years. But I'm definitely. It's tough when you're guarding him. I mean, he's 6'9", and he can get his shot off. He's strong, and he can shoot the ball. He's a 3-level scorer, so you got to respect everything he could do on the floor. And just trying to make it difficult, be physical with him. Like you said, I know a lot of his moves, so a lot of it I was there, but I'm not. I'm only 6'3", so I wish I was 6'9" with robotic arms. But he's a special talent, man. I've been saying this since he was in diapers, so it doesn't surprise me. But I would say, DA, this ranks at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And late in the game, they showed during a timeout, Ish was being very demonstrative, and I just wondered if you can summarize what he was trying to get across to everybody.
I didn't see that. I probably missed that one, DA. And I'm sure he's probably one. I mean, it probably comes from a good place. Ish is a great guy. He wants us to win, and we might have messed up a defensive coverage or whatever. But I can't speak on. I don't remember it.
Okay.
Matt Paris.
Hey, Brad, you've been in a lot of big games. Russ has been in a lot of big games. That was kind of Rui's first taste at big games. He got into foul trouble, obviously. What can he do just going into against Indiana to kind of rebound from this and kind of that mindset that you have to have in a big game?
Well, I mean, for a lot of our guys, I probably can go down the list and probably count on one hand of how many guys have actually been in the playoffs. So in that regard, it's very new and fresh for a lot of our guys, and it's a matter of us as leaders just kind of relaying that message of how important every possession is and how important these games are. Everybody's play is lifted to a new level, and that's just automatic. So the amount of attention to detail there needs to be, especially when it comes to actually being in the playoffs where you got guaranteed 4 games against a team. Like, teams are going to start knowing what you can do, what plays you're going to run. They're going to start telling you what you should be doing. So it's a matter of just going out there and who wants it the most, and understanding that the X's and O's aren't going to get it done. It's a matter of will and heart.
Right.
But Rudy be fine. This is his first go round. Just stay engaged, stay aggressive as he has been, and a little unfair for him tonight, but it's a learning experience.
Right. And you guys, even when Rui's not in foul trouble, you guys run a lot of smaller lineups. How can, defensively, just, is there anything that you guys can do more, like even when you're kind of undersized and you're not always maybe in the best positions just because that's the way your roster is, that sort of thing? What can you guys do defensively when there's a size disadvantage on the floor?
Shit, we can still guard. That doesn't change. I mean, that doesn't, regardless of who's out there, I mean, it's like us going to play pickup. You're going to complain about who you're playing against, or you're just going to go hoop. You got to hoop regardless of who's on the floor, regardless of what size you got. Regardless of what lineups we have, we trust in ourselves and our versatility of a lot of guys that we have. We switch 1 through 4 a lot of the time. So, we trust guys to be able to guard multiple positions. It's a matter of us helping each other too and being better at that. And I think we did a bad job of that tonight. But obviously moving forward, we understand that, defense is what's going to win us these games. It's not a matter of scoring points, outscoring teams. That's not going to do it. You got to be able to get stops.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Last question, Ava.
Brad, you talked about the confidence going into Thursday's game. You've obviously had a ton of success against the Pacers this year. You just talked about defense, but you guys have really leaned into your offensive strengths against them. What's the, confidence level heading into that?
I mean, I'm confident. I'm sure my teammates are too. But we got to go do it. We can't talk about it. We can't sit here and say we like our matchup. None of that. Like, we got to go out there and compete and go win the game. Indiana's playing well. They don't have one of their players. They don't have Karras, and they're still going out and competing. And they win at Charlotte tonight. So you got to understand every team wants it. So Indy's looking at us hungry. So we got to be ready to go and understand that this is win or go home now. So this is exciting. This is what we want to play for.